guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am super excited to be starting a new series once a month with Heather. And we are going to be every third Thursday sharing with you a new series called Photo Overload, where we are showing you how we go about making some multi-photo layouts. And so for today, I am starting our very first video with one of my absolute favorite ways to include a lot of photos on a page, and that's by creating a grid. And there are so many different ways that you can create kind of a modified grid or change it up. If you go back in my playlist, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And there are a bunch of videos where I have done different takes on grid layouts. And so for today, I am playing with some really fun and colorful Bella Boulevard goodies. And so I'm going to use this 12 by 12 black cardstock, and it does have a little bit of a texture, and that's going to be my background page. And so I am taking that little gumdrop paper from Bella Boulevard, as well as this kind of really light diagonal stripe, and it's like a white background with a black polka dot diagonal stripe. So the dots are very small. And this is from like super old, from an old Studio Calico kit. And so I have added an edge of that over on that left-hand side because that's where I'm going to have my title. And so I have taken a bunch of photos and I have cut them down to about 3.5 by 3.5, except for that photo of my son and his crazy face, and that one is bigger. So rather than having 3.5 by 3.5 for all my photos, I have 3 of them that are at that size, and then one that is a little bit larger, and I've made my kind of embellishment box underneath smaller to account for that. And I like to do that when I'm creating a grid where you make one photo stand out more than the rest, because that means that that one photo is really going to be where your eye travels. And so in this case, I have 3 supporting photos from our trip to this Dylan's candy bar. And I have one main photo that's my son with this amazing look on his face as he's filling up his bag of candy from like tons and tons of options. And so that makes that one photo stand out, but then I still have my other 3 photos that are kind of playing a supporting role. And so now what I am doing is I am taking some plain white tags, and these are something that I pick up like in big packages at Tuesday morning. And I am using it as a template to cut tags out of this Bella Boulevard 6x8 paper pad, where it has, it's called Oh My Stars, I believe. And all of the paper is a colored background with white stars on the front. And so I am choosing a bunch of different colors that coordinate with my layout. And so this was a trip to this huge candy store in Chicago when we were on vacation. And so there are tons of colors going on. They had these giant gummy bears and these big like 2-story lollipops, and my kids have these bags of really bright candy. So there's a ton of bright things going on, which is why that black background was perfect. So what I really like about using this Bella Boulevard paper is the back is the plain color that coordinates with the star paper on the front. So I got all my tags cut out of the star side, and then I flip the paper over and I'm punching out a bunch of circles from the plain side. And I'm going to use these to finish off that detail at the top of my tag so that it actually looks like a tag. So basically I'm going to kind of change up the colors so that they aren't matchy-matchy. So I want them to sit on a different color than what the tag is, basically. And so I'm going to glue all of those down, and then I'm going to take just a standard hole punch and punch through each one of them in the center to make them look like luggage tags. And so that's kind of what you see me doing here. It gives it that illusion that these are all like beautiful, fun printed tags that came in a package this way. So this is a really great way to kind of customize a detail for your page that's going to look like you went and bought a really expensive pack of embellishments when really all you did was cut up a few scraps or a few pieces of pattern paper. And so this is something you'll see that I do frequently. And this is going to give me some layering possibility in those kind of blank areas that I have on my layout, as well as over at the top of my title element. So these tags are really kind of going to be the element that ties this entire page together. So I'm going to have that cluster of 3 down in that bottom box. I'm going to have another cluster of 3 up here on the top left that's going to kind of coordinate with where my title is going to fit. And then I'm going to take 2 more little tags and use them to draw you across the page. So this is kind of helping the eye of the viewer follow along from my title through my supporting details to my focal photo to all of my embellishments. And so it's all tied together so that it flows. So I'm going to take those extra little tags, and one's going to go over that middle photo of the giant lollipops, and it's the pink one that you see in there right now. And then I'm making one more red one, and this is going to go underneath that gummy bear photo up at the top, over there on the side. So as you can see, I have these tags kind of coming in from all different directions and leading you through what I want this page to look like. So then I grabbed these stickers from Bella Boulevard and created the word Dylan's, which is the name of this particular candy store. It's called Dylan's Candy Bar. And so I wanted the Dylan's to stand out the most, but I also wanted that candy bar to be part of it because, you know, that goes with all my photos. So I am putting my kind of supporting or my subtitle in these puffy stickers that are yellow, and these are from Freckled Fawn, and this is a font that is Jen Scow designed. This is her writing, and so I'm using that to write out candy bar, and it fits perfectly inside that space, so it fills up the area between my major title and my tags, and that's perfect because it creates some continuity over on that side. So now what you're seeing me do is to go through and add my embellishments. And so these are also like those little finishing details that tie everything together. So I've pulled out puffy sticker stars from Bella Boulevard. I've pulled out some puffy stickers from the summer collection from Ellie Studios. And so those are the ones you're going to see here in a second that are some words and some stars and then just some regular enamel dots. And then I've also pulled out this bigger sheet of puffy stickers, and these are a leftover from a clip kit, and they are from the Popsicles and Panda collection. And so that's that little ladybug and the flower, and then down at the bottom I'm going to add kind of this like cup of ice cream and fruit and all of that kind of thing. And so this was a really fun place to add those embellishments. I may not have a page that I want to create with ladybugs and ice cream sundaes and this kind of thing, but it goes with this whimsical fun feel of the candy store, and so it works on a page like this where I have this black background with these really bright fun embellishments because it gives that whimsical feel. And so then you can see what I also did to kind of add to that same fun whimsical feel of the page is I did my journaling rather than straight up and down, it's on the diagonal. So it's following the diagonal lines of that pattern paper. And it's just talking about our experience in this store and the fact that my kids had such a blast filling their own little bag with whatever kind of candies that they wanted to have. And the fact that Ty's face, which is the little guy, pretty much says it all. Like, this was 2.5 stories of every candy imaginable, and he is like my little junk food junkie, and so this was the like ultimate place for him to go. He loved it. All right, so back to what you're watching me do is just kind of sort through all of these embellishments, these enamel dots, these puffy stickers. I'm pulling out all kinds of different collections of enamel dots. There's some Echo Park in there. There's some Are We There Yet? All kinds of different collections because I don't necessarily care what collection it comes from. I just want to have these really bright, fun colors. So if I needed yellow or black or blue or pops of whatever color it is I'm looking for, it doesn't really matter to me what collection it comes with or goes with because this is just a really bright, fun page. And so then I am going to make sure that I have filled all of my tags with some baker's twine, and I'm just using black and white baker's twine, and I cut it at different lengths for each of the tags so that they don't all look uniform. And that is basically going to do it for this layout. So my very first kind of experiment with you for photo overload is to try a grid, but not really in a traditional sense. So make some of your photos or some of your boxes a little bit different size. Carry those embellishments outside the edges of the grid and create some kind of really cool title element, and then use some really, really fun embellishments to tie it all together. So I hope you enjoyed this. Do make sure you stop by Heather's channel to check out her first video for photo overload. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this new series, and I'll be back again soon. Bye!